celebrate. We have a new founder. We also have people who have ranked advanced, so it's going to be a great night. But first, let's jump into our top enrollers for the month of July. These guys, they did an amazing job, and you guys rock. The numbers are looking great. So we are truly in support of you and everything that you do. So on the list of our top enrollers for the month of July, we have Tina Osuchuku, TD Ramane, Temba Ramamane, Yanet Matthewson, Trish Siboni, Reta Stega, Marty Kruger. Can we give them a round of applause wherever you are, just to say congratulations in becoming the top enrollers? I can literally see the messages, people congratulating. So that's wonderful to see. Moving on to our rank advancement for the month of July. We have some elite for the month of July. Awesome. So these wonderful members have finally got into the most serious parts of the business, of which it's not that easy. You guys did an amazing job by actually getting into an elite, but we know that this is not only the rank that you're going to achieve, you're still gonna go far, and we cannot wait to see you climbing more. On our list of elite, we have Emma Liambo, Temba Ramamane, Lauren Tweedy. Congratulations to you guys, and we are very super proud of you guys and your hard work. And moving on to our premieres for the month of July. Awesome. That was a little bit of a delay, but on our premiere list, we have Kana Gadamam, Naledi Sigwele. Congratulations, guys, on hitting a premiere. Well done to you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job. Keep on pushing until you get to your goal. So we are really proud of you. And moving on to our silver. It looks like the month of July was such a great month because we had everyone in each rank. So I really think that was great. So it looks positive on our side. On our silver, we have TD Ramamane. A huge congratulations to you, TD. You are constantly working hard as a leader. Well done. And we love what we see, and we want to continue to support you in your goals. So congratulations to you on hitting silver. Awesome. So now we are getting to a fun part of the call. We are currently having a new founder in our market, and I really think that's such an exciting news because it's such a motivation to see that our leaders are really aiming to reach their goals. Our newest country founder is from Devon, and her name is Belinda. I am so privileged to know her because she's such a warm person and a very humble person as well. Besides her wonderful character, she's also a great leader. I think one of the things that I was able to pick up from her upline, she had mentioned something that is so profound, that Belinda is one of those leaders that will take time in getting where she needs to go, meaning that she will definitely build a strong foundation until she gets to reach her goal. So we've seen that. We've seen her through her journey becoming a silver. We've seen that when she became a gold. So today, we are so excited to celebrate you. You deserve it. And we know that you're going to make a great leader as a country founder. So we just want to hear a little bit from Belinda. Probably this journey wasn't easy, And yeah, she'll just share a little bit with us. And I know that she's online, and I would like to hand over to her. Belinda.
Thanks so much, Bachle. Thanks for all the lovely things you said. And thank you, everyone, for what's coming through on the chat. Firstly, I have to say, sorry if there are weird sound effects, but my one dog is in here. Dogs are like small children. When you don't need them to be around you, they are there making a noise. But anyway, she seems to have stopped. I think the first thing I want to say is that the timing of this is actually so lovely because August is my enrollment anniversary month. And the most exciting thing for me was that it's actually my 10-year anniversary with dōTERRA. So I have to say it hasn't completely taken me 10 years to get here because I wasn't doing the business right from the beginning. But I definitely have had a slow and steady journey. And I like to sometimes say that, you know, the story of the rabbit and the hare, sorry, the hare and the tortoise. I'm a little bit more like the tortoise, one step in front of each other, getting there slowly but steadily. So my journey to founder and me getting here was very much a team effort. I think it's thanks to the incredible people that I have around me, to the sides, above, below, that I've actually reached this goal. And my path to get here has also taught me so much about myself. I've had to work through a lot of self-limiting beliefs. Doesn't mean that that's over, that continues. And I've really learned to draw on my strengths, I think. So what did I actually do to get to founder? I think, yeah, the one thing that was important for me was I solidified each rank before going for the next one. It definitely made for a slower journey, but the stability that it's brought to me and my team, I definitely feel is worth it. I checked in regularly with my upline, Dominique. She's got an absolute knack of seeing the big picture. And she always reminded me while I was reaching for this latest goal, and continues to remind me what's possible and how easily my team can actually reach our goals. So yeah, she was an important part of me actually getting here. I work to understand my top 5 strengths, and those of you who've done the Gallup Strength Finder know what that means. I lead with relationship building, and all of my top 5 are actually in that. And so I touch base with my core team often, and regular group and one-on-one meetings really help to keep us all connected and focused. I also made myself available to my downlines, and some of you who had the privilege of hearing Marie-Kim Provencher speak to us at one of the leaderships, she talked about the importance of it, and I cannot stress that enough. It's so lovely building relationships with people who are much further down your tree, and it really does help you in your journey, and it helps them. What else did I do? I use the power of 3 and the rank trackers religiously. The new tools I have really loved using, and I found that they've helped us, me and my team, so much, just to know where we stood, where we needed to focus, enabling us to use each month's promotions strategically so that we could achieve our goals. Yeah, and then I think just to wrap up before Bachle sends me the message, in July, I did something that I don't often do, and I shared what my goal was. I normally sort of keep it a little bit to myself, but I shared it with my frontline. And when they all heard how close I was to reaching that founder goal, their support and their encouragement was actually just invaluable. And I really think that's what got us all here. So I think it was a combination of showing up consistently, checking in, collaborating with my team, supporting them. I really do have incredible builders, so I'm very, very fortunate. Keeping an eye on the goal, and yes, definitely a little bit of hustle when it was needed. And yeah, not forgetting our amazing corporate team who are always there with advice and support as well. So yeah, it's a real team effort, and I'm really excited and proud to be here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to be talking about incentive trip and such. So I'm going to, and I think that's a great, what you said about the setting goals and sharing your goals is a great way to help build your business. And I feel like some of those goals for people are founders, diamond. And one of those ways to break down those goals is to do action plans. And so I feel like these programs that we have for you are great ways to help you achieve those goals. And so I'm here to talk about Mauritius and just kind of keep promoting it. It's going to be now through end of January 2026, and you can still earn points. You can earn prizes to come on the incentive trip. We really want to have as many people push for the incentive trip and join us and help reach your goals with dōTERRA and your business. So this is open to everyone. The enrollments, you earn points from enrollments, from personal rank advancements, enrolling new members, and Power 3, getting the PGV to the certain thresholds. And of course, Silver Club, you get points for being a part of Silver Club. And that's a segue to what I want to talk about next, because we have just a few weeks before Silver Club is going to begin. And so we are in the midst of the application part of Silver Club. So the requirements to join are any ranks up to Silver can join Silver Club. It's a great program to really to help get your mind and your business on the right track of how to grow your business and become a better business builder. So yeah, like I said, the season begins on September 1st. You can scan the QR code and go to the website there, and you can apply online. The more people we get there, we want to see as many people on Silver Club. And if you're higher than the rank of Silver and above, make sure that you're reaching out to your team and letting them know of Silver Club and the excitement part of why they should be part of it. And as an incentive for people to join Silver Club and to be part of it, when you enroll people at 125 PV, they will get a free Copilot Touch as part of a gift for enrolling with you in Silver Club. So if you're joining Silver Club, we want as many people, so make sure you're applying, and because you only have a couple of weeks before Silver Club begins. Anyway, I will turn the time over to Nala.
Thank you so much, Ryan. We are super excited for Silver Club indeed. And some other exciting things that are coming up. The series by Dr. Scott is continuing. And on the 29th of this month, of September, we will have the final of the cellular series that's coming up 7 p.m. on Zoom. You will get emails that will give you all of this information ahead of time. So super excited for that one. Always a great platform to learn about cellular health and how our oils and products can help you with that. And then also, super excited about this one. Please, will you scan this QR code that you're seeing on the screen now as we announce this very exciting moment. It's always great to be out and about, meeting you, getting to know you, and you getting to know your product and the people that you are in community with here at dōTERRA. And so the Wellness Made Simple tour is coming to a city near you. We are super excited about this one. Please make sure you scan this QR code so that you can see how you can get your hands on tickets while tickets last. So get them as soon as possible. Buy a ticket for you, buy a ticket for a friend and a customer, and make sure that you introduce them to the heart and the soul of our business and our products. I always say that leaders are definitely born at events, so make sure that you never miss an event. And moving to the next slide, just to give you some information. We do have early bird tickets that are selling as of today. So if you go to Quicket, which is where you'll get these tickets, and you also find this information on our website, you can get the tickets there. We will be launching the VMG, Vitality Microbiome Greens. Super excited about those. I'm having my VMG right now, and we'll be launching this with the foundational wellness bundle. Now, the foundational wellness bundle will only be available at these roadshows. So you want to be there and you want to bring someone along with you. So secure your tickets and secure your early bird tickets right now. And Johannesburg will be at the forum on the 27th of September. That's when we'll kick it off. In Pretoria on the 4th of October, we'll be at the Pretoria Fire and Ice in Menlyn. On the 11th of October in Cape Town at the Avenue 2 Oceans Aquarium. In Durban, we'll be at the Hilton in Durban on the 18th of October, and then we'll wrap things up in Bloemfontein with the 25th of October at Earth. So make sure that you head on to your nearest wellness made simple tour in a city that is near you, and we cannot wait to meet you. And then from tomorrow, super excited about this one because we will be launching our flash sale. And these are all of your loved touches. They will be for sale from the 20th to the 27th of August. And it will be 20% off all of your favorite rollers that you're seeing on the screen. All of the information on these rollers will be rolled out throughout the week. So it's a full 7 days of you getting only the best in your favorite essential oils and these rollers. Incredible for you to share as well and let all of your customers know. So we cannot wait to connect with you. We cannot wait for you to enjoy this flash sale that we have lined up for you and all the information that will come from that. Thank you very much, and I'll hand it over to Kendall.
Wonderful, great information. You guys, I'm so excited about all these rank advancements and our newest founder, Belinda. I remember, a couple of years ago when I first started talking with her, just her, where she was, and then to see this jump after she caught the vision. And she said something to me about really being excited to help her team now achieve what she has and being a great support. So thank you and congratulations to our top enrollers, our elites and premiers and our newest silver. Well done. Well done. You guys are really making things change and move over there. So we appreciate all of your work that you've been doing. Great announcements. I hope we see a big jump in our Silver Club attendees or participants after Ryan sharing how this really moves the needle on your business. So I have the privilege of introducing our guest speaker today, Kelly King. I've known her for a long time. She's been with dōTERRA for 16 years. I knew her before I was with dōTERRA. And the first time I met her, she just had this twinkle about her, this light. And I just remember her, just everything she touched just turned to light. And that includes the people that she would surround herself with or that would come in contact with her. So we're really grateful to have her. Kelly is one of our U.S. presidential diamonds. Again, she's been with dōTERRA for about 16 years. She's a global leader, you guys, and she works with people that are really ready to move the needle, rank up, and she's got really great business savvy. She's a single mom, 3 kids, some teenagers, but into young adult, and she lives in the beautiful mountains. She loves hiking and being outdoors and all things just blessing the lives of others. She's also the author of many faith-based books and webinars that she's done. And so we are very blessed to have her here to share with us her tips and her specialty about how to move that needle. Kelly, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Welcome to, to dōTERRA. If this is new for you, I'm just thrilled to connect with the South Africa market. I know that there's some on my team on this Zoom. So if you are part of my, global organization, I'd love to just to say thank you for being here. And I'm so grateful for all of you working so hard to establish this new market, and what a journey this has been, right? So the assignment that I've been given is to share about some tips and ideas for networking, and that just happens to be my favorite topic. I have been working in business well beyond my time in dōTERRA. I used to have a women's networking organization before dōTERRA with 350,000 followers on Twitter and a global presence with that. So when I went from that business to dōTERRA, I already had a very established understanding of what it took to network online and in person, and I took some of those strategies to build my business. And so I hope the things I share with you are helpful and that you immediately apply them to get the results and that create the impact that you are excited to do. So the first thing I want you to brainstorm about, just drop it in the comments, is what industries do you feel aligned with to share the doTERRA message? So some ideas could be, of course, like wellness industries or health practitioners. What else comes to mind? Just start brainstorming. There's so many, right? So I'll tell you some of the industries that I've focused on. I've focused on people who are consultants, people who are business coaches or life coaches. I've worked with food bloggers or influencers, which is a fun one. I've worked with midwives and doulas. I've worked with massage therapists and teachers. I've worked with software sales professionals and other sales professionals. So those are some of the people that I've focused on, but I want you to consider what are the products that align with those industries, and what do you feel like you can champion, like maybe from your own experiences, or where you've been an expert in these areas, I mean, in your own right? So what does an expert even mean? Somebody who has confidence in something, someone who understands the research of that particular niche and who can speak with authority of some level. Like, do you have a background in this, or do you know someone who can be an expert in that, and then you can link arms with them and you can do an event together? So those are just some initial ideas that I have for this, but we're going to go much deeper, and I'm going to share a story over just the simplest oil we have, lemon. So I wanted to enroll my fourth builder. This is 2011. This is a long time ago. So I was a platinum. I wanted to enroll my fourth builder, and I wanted specifically someone in the food online space. So someone who was like a food blogger. And so what I did is I went to a food conference for online professionals. And that was a very specific move on my part because I was not a foodie. I just like to eat. Who likes to eat? So I'm like, hey, I'll have fun for a few days in Park City, Utah, and I'll go to this food event and I'll just network. And so what I would do is all the meals had very specific, amazing gourmet, slants, as you can imagine. And I just brought my lemon. And I asked people, would you like to add some lemon to the water? Because they weren't really featuring any beverages at the conference. They were just featuring water with the meals. And so who wouldn't want to add a little bit of lemon oil to their water, right? So that was like a very easy entryway for me to connect with people. And it was really simple. Just pass the water around, pass the oil around, add it to your water. And then when people had more questions about it, I would ask them, hey, do you want to learn more about more oils that could be used in food, and how can we, get you a VIP kit of oils for your recipes and whatnot. So people were interested in that. So I started to collect some names and addresses. And then we focused on how to go a step further. And I would say, what are some of your top health concerns that I can support you and your family with? So one of the girls that I connected with right away, she had chronic headaches. And so I sent her some past tense, for example. I sent her some deep blue and some other things. And then her son had some allergies, so I sent some additional things. So between the food oils that we were kind of focusing on, and then these additional items, she was sold. And so I continued to connect with her for a few more days after she received the samples in the mail. And then I said, would you be comfortable hosting an intro event and a business focused event in your home in the next 2 weeks? It's kind of like a bold ask, right? But I wanted to go diamond, and I wanted this fourth leader. And so I had to get started. So she agreed, and we became friends enough that she even allowed me to stay in her home. So I flew in like on a Friday morning, I even remember, and we did an event on Friday night, just like an intro to oils event. And then we found some people that were interested. My goal was to find 3 people who wanted to go elite. And then we did a business event with them the following day. And like by the end of the weekend, I had 3 identified people who wanted to go elite. And then we got them their kits. They got their confidence on the product. And then I flew out there again the next month. And I helped all 3 of them go elite that month. So it was a 6-week plan from start to finish to get her to silver. I went diamond the end of that next month. And then that strategy has been repeated time and time and time again for me and many of my team members. So if you are very curious about how to rank, you got to find influencers. You got to find people who have a network. And Katie did. She had a network of people that she could, pull from, and that was great. So let's just break it down again, how we did it. So we identified the niche, right? I focused on the food niche. I went to the event. I found someone who's interested in the product. I found that she was interested. I asked her to host, and then we went from there. So I want you to drop in the comments what niches are interesting to you. Like, what market segment are you interested in? Okay, and then we're going to take it a step further and think about what products that niche would like. So if I was going to focus on people who run marathons, then I would definitely go to marathons and have a booth. And I would have like a spray bottle of peppermint, for example, and I'd be like, "Hey, do you want to cool off? Can I spray some peppermint oil on you?" And I've done that in marathons or different kind of runs, and people love it. They feel cooled off, they feel energized, they feel refreshed, right? And then I'm like, "Hey, find me at the end of your run," and I show them like the deep blue rub and stuff, right? That, right? No, if I wanted to find somebody who was an influencer in the marathon space, I would go a completely different direction. I would find the people who also had booths at the event, and I would see like a like-minded product, and I would say, would you want to feature doTERRA in your next booth? Because I don't personally want to do those booths every time, but if other people are doing those booths anyways, I might as well link arms with them and have them join my team, right? So always, always, always looking for people who are in the business-minded headspace, the professionals, the people who are already networked with the niche that you want to focus on, and the people who are investing in that space, right? Yes, it is so great to collaborate. It's so great to find people who already have done the legwork for this industry, so you don't have to start from scratch, right? Especially if you're just starting in doTERRA, you want to identify who are already the industry leaders in that niche space, so that you don't have to start from zero, right? And so one of the tricks I also have for you, if you want to work online, is find people who have less than 5,000 followers, because anyone who has above that, they're already getting so many offers. They're already being just slammed with, opportunities and things. But people who are just kind of getting going, maybe even the 3,000 or less space, but like they want to talk about allergies online, or they want to talk about, gut health or something like that. That would be a great person to connect with, and to ask them, "Hey, can I send you a VIP kit of some oils that would work for what you're talking about?" And they love getting free products. So if you aren't already investing in people who are VIPs, this is what I'm going to talk about now. So there's a book called The Power of Starting Something Stupid by Richie Norton. He's actually a friend and a mentor of mine for many years. And this book has a very simple formula. It's called the START formula. So the acronyms of it are serve, thank, ask, receive, and build trust. So START. And so what we're gonna just go through the steps of the example that I used with Katie. So I served her by giving her some lemon at the event. Very simple service, right? And then I thanked her for trying it. And then I asked her again, serving her again, would you be interested in a VIP kit of oils? She said yes. I sent them in the mail. So there we're already at like the serve, the thank, and then I'm asking her if she wants a VIP kit of oils. She's going to receive the product. I'm going to receive a response from her because she's going to follow up and tell me what she thought about the product. We're building a relationship of trust, and then bam, I'm already out in her area doing the event. Okay. So I want you guys to think this through. I want you to think for a minute of somebody who's on your list who you want to network with, that you want to build a connection with, and that you want to enroll. Somebody of influence that could be a leader potentially on your team. So who are you working with? And then what are the steps that you're already on with them? So if you look at like, how can you serve this person in a simple way, either doTERRA related or not? It could literally be like, I'm going to thank my neighbor and invite them over for dinner. We're going to have a nice meal together, and I can have my diffuser running in the background. You know, that's a nice way to gently introduce product to someone, and they're like, oh, what's this diffuser in your house? Well, let me tell you about it, you know? And then as you continue to build that connection with them, you can thank them for something that they've done for you, or it can be something casual that you're doing, you know, for them. So there's people in our lives every day that are serving us. Like, are we serving our community as well? Are we thanking the people who have made an impact on us? Because when you're investing, you know, in that relationship and you're taking the time to nurture that relationship, it may take time, yes, but it will have a great return on investment, right? And then as you continue to go through these steps, then people will want to join your team because they can see, oh, she's authentic. She's, you know, she really cares about the relationship. She's not just always asking for a sale, right? So if somebody wants to drop in the comments about someone that they served and that turned into an enrollment later, I'd love to hear about that, or, you know, to see it in the comments. Also, like, what networking groups are you a part of? Because when you are focused on adding new people to your network all the time, then that can definitely pay off, right? So I'm sure Matt Hall is someone you guys have followed, and he's always a big proponent of like, have, you know, 100 people on your list at all times that you're talking to, but maybe that's too much for you. So build slowly up to that. And so I say add 2 a day. Add 2 new people a day that you're connecting with. That could be, you know, online or at your community event, your yoga class, your sporting event, your kids' school, whatever it is. You know, always adding 2 new people, 2 new contacts, 2 new people that you're connecting with. Have a spreadsheet that you're following that through, right? And then you're going to be reconnecting with 2 a day too. So that's 4 people a day that you're having some kind of connection with. 2 new people and 2 people that are already established. And as you continue to do that, and then you go through this START formula of serving them, thanking them, asking them for something without expectation, receiving something back. And then once you do, then you have that trust, right? So yes, that is the ticket. All right, I'm going to give you another example of someone who some of you might know. I know Kendall knows her. So Heather Matter is one of the leaders on my team. She's also been Presidential Diamond, and she's one of my qualifying leaders. So when I started working with her, she was an influencer in the coaching space. She joined my team as a customer, but I knew she had a ton of contacts. And so what I did is I helped her to build out her team with her referrals, honestly. Like she would let me tap into her network. I would sign them up. And I would even go to her area and like do events for these people. She was hovering around silver at the time. And I didn't really have a lot of expectation for her to go beyond silver. But that was helping me be platinum. And then it was helping me to be diamond. Okay. But one time I was at her house and I was giving her aroma touch, and she was asking me about my business. And she's like, "Now, how much are you making in doTERRA?" And I told her, and her jaw dropped, and she's like, "Do you know how much I have to work for that?" And I just said, "Well, I'm happy to help you if you want to create, passive income with doTERRA, like a larger check." So she was at a silver at that point, and she was like getting her head wrapped around like a platinum check, for example, or even beyond that. And so as I was doing the aroma touch on her, she's like thinking about this process of these products she already likes. And then we brainstormed together, and within 24 hours, she had a strategy. Within 2 weeks, she went from silver to gold. Within 2 months, she went from gold to diamond. And this is someone that I had kind of just put on the back burner of like, she may or may not ever go beyond silver, but she had such a massive network that I was like, not going to drop it. Right. So I kept investing in the relationship. I kept serving her. I gave her the aroma touch. So who on your team has a massive potential, but they just haven't taken that step forward? You might be sitting on, like your next leader, and you don't even know it because you haven't had the conversation or the follow-up, right? So that's what I'm going to invite you to do now is mine the gold that you already have on your team. Like, who is your next leader? Like, who is actually already prepared for this that you already know or you're already established, right? Sure, we can add new people to our team, strangers that we don't know and we don't have a relationship with, but you're better off like working with people that you already have trust with, you already have like a decade plus of relationship with. Those are the people that are going to trust you too. And so look at your existing relationships as you're also adding new relationships all the time, right? So I want to look at the comments and see like kind of what you're thinking about your experiences. That's good. So I gave someone a few drops of lavender when they were giving me a lift home because they were so stressed, and and they signed up about a month later. That's amazing, Candace. That's beautiful. Yep. So just keep looking at ways. Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question. What is in your purse, or what is in your bag that you're traveling with right now? Like, are you on the go, and what do you have on you? So I don't know what's available in the market of South Africa. I should know, but I'll answer what's in my VIP kit in a minute. But just like what do you carry on you all the time? So do you have a keychain of samples that you can give out? Do you have, peppermint's awesome, lemon, serenity, balance. So I'm going to invite you to share and sample the doTERRA blends first over the single oils. And why am I going to do that? Because when we share the blends, it makes people product loyal to doTERRA. So if I just get people excited about peppermint, it doesn't make them product loyal, even though our peppermint is a standout product and it's like unparalleled of any other one. Why would I not want to sample peppermint? It's because they won't have the conviction, right? They're just gonna go and go buy it from somewhere else cheaper, and they won't understand the potency of it, right? But if you get them to use our Breathe or our Deep Blue or Adaptive, like I have Adaptive right here. Like I love Adaptive. I hope you guys have it in your market. But people need to have the conviction that doTERRA is different. Our blends are proprietary. They're so special. Yes, our On Guard, our Serenity, our Balance, they are off the charts. So, so, so good. And then yes, go ahead and send them, or show them the single oils and show them how they can layer their own. But when you sample and you say, here's a blend of peppermint along with wintergreen and some other things that help with pain and inflammation, they're like, oh no, what was also in that? And like, okay, here's the blend, you need it, They're not gonna just like make their own, right? So that's the power of the blends. And then you want to teach them how to use the product on their body, right? You're going to use it with coconut oil. You're going to put it on their back, on the spine, on the feet. You're going to teach them how to use it properly so they have a powerful, positive experience. And when possible, you're going to put it on them, right? You're going to show them an experience by like, okay, we're going to drop it in your hands and you're going to smell it and you're going to, one of my favorite things I learned a long time ago was just like put it on the forehead and do like the cross pounter pressure, and teach them, how to really deal with a headache. Like do like a really good head massage on them, like, pull their hair a little bit and like just feel so good, right? So when you put the oils on people, it's gold. And get them to an event, right? So those are all things that I'm sure you're doing, but just good reminders. And when you are networking with people online, the best tip I have for you is get face-to-face as soon as possible. If not in person, on Zoom, on whatever you're using. The phone just doesn't cut it. You need to see their body language. They need to see your eyes. You need to connect and have an actual experience. I love it. Here I am now pulling my hair. I love it. Yeah, so we want to definitely connect with people as soon as possible so that you're memorable to them, right? And then the product stands out. To answer the question, what's in the VIP kit? The VIP kit is whatever the person would need for their industry. So if I'm working with a midwife, for example, I'm definitely going to be sending her, some oils for pain and stress. I'm going to be supporting maybe possibly with Clary Sage or the Clary Calm, and, maybe some Breathe or some citrus. So like, just think about what their industry would need, and then you can go deep from there and then ask them, what are the top ailments in your industry that I can send you something specific because I want to customize this kit for you, And then you can also like lend them full size bottles for like a weekend. And also it's really important to send them, especially if they're health professionals, with some of our product education materials, right? So whatever your book of choice is or whatnot, be like, hey, borrow this backpack of things for a couple days. Tell them how to use it, and then circle back and say, what did you think? What were your experiences? How can I partner with you to implement this in what you're already doing? So there's some ideas. I ran a challenge on Facebook recently. It just ended, but I'm happy to have you guys join it. It's called it's called Oil Biz Rockstars. You can find me on Facebook. It's Kelly King, and if you send me a message, I can send you the link to that, and you're welcome to go through those 30 days. And I'll be compiling that into a PDF. It was a book like 5 or 6 years ago, but I'm updating it. So there was about 600 people that did that challenge recently. So if you want to review what we did and see some additional ideas, feel free. But I just gave you the highlights: the START formula, add 2 new contacts a day, reconnect with 2, and then, continually to focus on a niche. And like, that is honestly the best advice I can give you, because doTERRA can help everyone from pregnancy to, the time of death. And so when we're too broad, we're just too generalized. We've got to get more specific. At least that's what I focus on. I tell everybody, like, focus on what are the number 1 products, that you're recommending all the time, and then find an industry that supports that. So I'll just find your people, find your tribe. If you guys have any questions, just maybe we can do that now for a minute. I'm not sure how much time we have left.
We have just a couple of minutes. Put them in the chat if you have a question, and we can watch the chat. So go ahead and put your questions there. We'll see what we can get through in the next few minutes. But Kelly,
Sure.
I have a question for you, and I know we have a lot of newer people on here, and we've got a lot of seasoned people that don't have a problem talking to people. But how do I even start a conversation? You've done this for a lot of years. You've been networking with people.
Yeah,
At
I'll
one
give you a
point in your
couple of
life,
my
you were
favorite
afraid
ones.
to talk, but how
Yeah.
did you overcome that? Like, start that conversation.
Well, I'll give you just a couple of good starting lines, and then you can take it from there. So one of my favorite ones, it's like so easy and so natural, is just to say, hey, I'm just curious. I'm just curious if you use natural health products. I'm just curious if you've ever considered being a local or a global leader. And then when you say that to people, it's such a compliment. They're like, what? What kind of leader, You can even lead out with a compliment. You can say, you're someone I really like and admire. You're someone really I like, admire, and trust. I mean, have you ever considered being a local or global leader? And then they're like, well, what do you mean? What kind of leader? And like, well, I'm expanding my doTERRA wellness business, and I'm looking for people who love to lead teams and who want to make a difference, in people's lives with wellness. And so, you can definitely do things like that. I also love complimenting people of like, you strike me as the kind of person that is really into health. Is that right? That nobody's going to bat an eye when you say that. You're like, well, I don't know if I'm into health, but what do you mean? And then you just go from there. And if you're talking to them online, you can compliment them. Be like, I really appreciate and admire you. Your content has really helped me a lot. So you're thanking them. And then you can say, I'm just curious if you'd be open to trying some, some products that I have that can help people with whatever it is. And but just be really mindful that it takes time to build trust with people for them to give you their address or to give them give your phone number out. And so you might need a comment on their page for a little while, or you might need to show up at one of their live events, and you'll get to know them, and really show them like, I admire what you're doing in this space, and I'm here to support you as a friend, regardless, of what you want them to do long term, right? Just be like, I want to get to know you. And that helps.
That's great. Another question was, how do you move from an online Zoom class to invite them to either meet in person or maybe even do a personal Zoom? But that's probably like a little scary, like, oh, jump from a Zoom, which I'm safe behind the camera, but let's meet up, maybe a meeting point rather than, an address or something.
Well, I would just say, like, if they got on a Zoom, like, that's a huge point. And so I would ask them, like, how did you enjoy the class? What did you think about it? What questions do you have? Would you be open to, I like that question too. Would you be open to meeting at this restaurant, always a public place, right? Would you be open to meeting at this restaurant so I can give you some samples of the things that we talked about today? Or show you the product in person. You can also sell your samples, you guys. Like, I don't know, like, what the rules are in South Africa with things like that, but I've heard people do that of like, if you want to try a sample of that, it's this price, or something, so that it's not overwhelming to you.
Great. Great. Well, I don't see, I'm looking back up through here, but people are really, I think their brains are turning, like are already thinking, taking these messages and seeing how
Yeah,
they
no,
can
you're
apply
good.
that.
You're good.
Yeah.
But I would definitely work with your leaders um who like are a few steps ahead of you, like in rank or whatever, and brainstorm on your best case scenarios with people. Like, okay, I have this potential person, I want to approach them, help me role play it or work through, like, how am I going to approach them, what is my next step with them. And they say it takes up to 7 contacts for somebody to enroll sometimes. And so just be patient. And for me personally, I didn't even share my story. I'll just say it really quickly. So Natalie Goddard is my direct enroller upline. A lot of you guys know who she is. She's a rock star. And she had been a longtime friend of mine. She asked me many, many times to come to classes. I had never wanted to go to classes. I never wanted to be a network marketer. And then she approached my why, and that was the ticket with that. So she said, Kelly, I know you want to travel the world with your family. I know you want to serve a mission for your church. Just curious there's that line again. Just curious what your financial plan is to make that happen. And so because she knew me and she knew like what's important to me, then when she asked that question, that's what made me pay attention. It wasn't go to that intro class or that business club. I wasn't interested in that. But when she hit home to what my why was or what my interests, my passions were, then I was like, But that was 18 months in to her asking me into so many things. I was like, no, 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 no. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be doing these, product event classes and things like that. But when she talked about travel, leading, serving, then I'm like, now I'm interested. So the more you get to know people, the more you can speak to what they want to know about, right? And so that's my last little tip for you. But thank you
I
so
love
much
that.
for being part of this amazing company. So excited to support, this kind of thing in the future, if I can be of service. Thank you so much. I'm Kendall for the invite and everybody else for being on today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. That's such great information.
Yep.
I love what you shared about like just finding out what their why is, what's their motivating thing. And like just that she didn't ask you outright, well, what's your why? But it's like, I know you like this. What's your plan for that? So really reaching down in your teams and revisiting people and asking that, just being curious about them and what makes them motivated and gets them inspired and you're hitting that pain point. It's like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to travel the world right now. So let's figure that out. So awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate all your time that you spent with us, and we look forward to having you on again. Hey, everybody, we're going to turn the time back over to you. Thank you for being with us this evening, and we'll talk to you later next month. Oh, actually, next month, we won't have a call next month. We're having our global leadership. So we'll have an announcement about that later. Thanks.